So Manny Hanshin is a global motivational speaker, a purpose researcher, a happiness maverick, and a best-selling author. He is passionate about having a positive change in society, and he teaches the Japanese concept of Ikigai. His mantra is simple living, positive feeling, and transformational thinking. Let's welcome Manny Hanshin.
Thank you. Yes, thank you all for coming. It is a beautiful moment. A book signing is part of the bucket list, and I have family, my brother, my nephews, Mandar, Gaurav, Manali, and the crew. And thanks to the love given by all of you, it shaped the book. I hope it reaches out to more readers across, and it helps them find their own story. So I'd like this session to be interactive, and I'd like to answer questions about the book or about the author. So I'll let the field be open. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to take questions.
Last time, like to know about how you describe happiness with the money, and what's the role it's playing out. So if you can elaborate something on this.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I think the question is about having a happy relationship with money. So I think the balance with money is very, very important right from where probably 15, 16 till we die. So when we are 15, 16, we have student loans, then we have personal loan, two-wheeler loan, home loan, the list keeps increasing. Then we must have insurance, then we must have mutual funds, retirement planning finances for life after active work, and also for our children. So I think I would say if we can adopt a minimalism approach towards our needs and wants, we'll be better placed. Like if we can live in a one-bedroom, why would we buy a two-bedroom, right? If we can have a functional car that takes us from point A to point B, why would we overstretch ourselves and take a Mercedes, right? Just because it looks good to the neighbors. But financially, we are harming ourselves. Similarly, being prudent and saving from when we are 20 or 22 from our first job. And even if that sum is 500 rupees a month, over 40 years, that could become a tremendous investment. So I think really if we are more financially in sync with our needs, be it travel, be it health, and all of that is powered by money, right? But if we can have a prudent approach where we say that I'm going to save 40% of my salary first and then spend the rest on needs, then the needs will be more fine-tuned rather than saying, okay, let's take care of all my needs and then, we don't have money for savings, right? So we must have a happy relationship from the day we start working to the day we breathe our last, right? So that's what I would say. If we have a good relationship and we are in sync, then I think our financial well-being model will take care of itself.
One more on the same line, so talking about minimalism, so the definition of minimalism changes from place to place, so some person might say something else. So how do you link it? So what is the definition of minimalism to you? Is it frugal living or is it something else?
No, just one minute. We'll put the mic for you. I had a question onto that.
So just speak, normal speaking, right? So what is the definition of minimalism to you? So a lot of people have different meanings of minimalism. So is it frugal living for you, or is it something else? What is the exact definition for you?
I think the definition for me is recognizing what are the basic things that we want to live happily with, right? So if you can live happily with 3 pairs of jeans, why would you want 10 pairs of jeans, right? If you can live happily in a studio, why do you want to live in a 5-bedroom apartment? So those are the things. Let's define what is needed, right? Similarly, on a financial well-being model, right? If we are happy, saving for our future requirements, be it retirement, be it for our family members, and then we must recognize how much we want to save also, right? So that balance is essential. It's not frugal living. It is living with things that makes us happy and letting go of things that we don't need. The more we have, the more we'll keep wanting and the less we will use. So it's a law of diminishing marginal utility in economics. If you have little, you'll enjoy much more. If you have too many things, if you have 10 pairs of shirts, you're not going to wear all of that, right? And in the last 1.5 years in the pandemic, we were working out of probably 2 pairs of t-shirts and shorts most of the time. Did we miss a branded shirt then? I don't think so, right? So that's really what it is. And also, when we adopt a minimal approach to life, we will let go of a lot of things, right? And that could bring joy in someone else's life, right? I mean, if you have a surplus of things and you give it to orphanage, I'm sure those children or those people who can't afford it will appreciate more. And the universe has a way of getting things back to you. So that's what I would say.
Be your own samurai is a tagline. So what does it mean for an individual to be your own samurai, and what does the katana symbolize in one's life?
I think be your own samurai basically means taking charge of your own life. Happiness is all intrinsic. Happiness is not powered by a friend treating you to a beer. I mean, that's a very fleeting moment of happiness. But when you have the beer and you came back home, we'll say, okay, now what? But if you can build fortitude, if you can build resilience within ourselves, we will build a path of sustainable happiness. All of us go through problems, be it financial, be it emotional, be it psychological. But how do we deal with it? And that's really where the tagline comes, be your own samurai. So basically build resilience, become brave within to face the setbacks or the challenges from the external world.
So the katana symbolizes your...
So the katana is basically your tool to cut away the sadness or the hardship. Again, you have to do it. Your friend or your family can't keep doing it consistently, or even your work colleague. They can't keep consistently picking you up. So the katana is basically your defense shield to cut away darkness, to cut away negativity from our lives. That's what it is.
Okay. Thank you.
Is being fit related to being happy? If yes, what motivation can you give us for working out and being fit?
I think, so fitness is not only physical, fitness is also mental and spiritual, right? Just having a six-pack doesn't ensure you're happy, right? But a stable mind, being spiritually attuned, all of that makes us happy. If you're working, now you can add, if you're working, then financial well-being. That financial well-being is also part of fitness, right? Because if you are always at stress with what you earn and what you spend, then probably you'll cut corners, right? Somewhere you're going to cut corners, not eat well, or not exercise, not sleep well. So all of those pillars is part of fitness. And fitness, again, as I said, you can build a daily routine. You can wake up early morning and meditate, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, mindfulness. You can go for a walk. You can play with your pet. You can call your friend and say, okay, let's go for a run, do cycling. In the house, there's a lot of movement you can incorporate. It's really not always about gymming. Listening to some good music is also part of fitness because it releases happy chemicals. Gardening. I mean, if you're lucky in Bombay to have a place in your house where you can have a small garden, that again, when you take care of the garden, is fitness. if it's a half a kilometer walk, instead of taking your car or your bike, why don't you walk, right? So all of that, that's basically movement. So movement is what is one of the key principles of Ikigai, which again is part what we capture in the book. So in Okinawa in Japan, the residents wake up in the morning, do gardening, they go to their friend's house for a cup of tea, they go and play a game. So there's a lot of movement they incorporate. So if you do all of that, it will help you be physically fit. And if you're physically fit, mentally, you'll also feel good about yourself, right? You'll say, wow, I'm feeling good, I have high energy. And it's all a circle, right? So you must meditate, you must exercise. Finally, also eating, right? It's also about eating. I mean, everyone says getting fit is 80% diet and 20% exercise or movement. So you can exercise for 2 hours in a day, but if you come home and eat the wrong food, you'll not see the results. And again, they have a concept called hara hachibume, which is meaning 80%. You must eat 80% to your capacity. So if you eat 4 chapatis, probably you eat 3 chapatis, right? Because the brain takes a few minutes extra to register that your stomach is full. And what happens when we eat too much? We become lethargic. When we become lethargic, we are not at our best at work or at studies or anything. So it's really linked mind, body, soul. That's what I would say about fitness. Jitu, welcome.
Yeah, so my question is, how can one incorporate the concept of happiness in regular spaces we live or work in?
I mean, it's a great question, right? I mean, you can start with your own house first, right? Because you're spending a lot of time in the environment. So can you design it with happy colors? Can you have a happy corner in your apartment where you have some books, you have some pictures, memories? Again, designing your kitchen in a way, because we spend a lot of time in a kitchen. So can you make it in a way which has more a transparent approach, where you can see the ingredients, you're laying out your glasses, all of that. So because that can help you cook in a happier manner, right? I mean, if you cook when you're angry, the food is not going to taste good, right? Similarly, now because of work from home, you need to have a space where we are spending a lot of time writing, making calls. And it can be a small space. It's not necessary it has to be a big, massive office. Make a small space which is, again, functional and design. And at your workplace, you can have your freedom to design the way you want. If you're an entrepreneur, example, you can have a nice color, you can have some good music. So design is part of everyday living, right? It's not that only the car must be designed well. So I would say design is part, again, of mental health, physical health, and spiritual health. So when you wake up in the morning and you're journaling, what are you writing? If you write beautifully, your outcome is also beautiful. But if you're sketching something which after 2 hours you don't know what you wrote, how is the outcome going to be good? So design when the clothes you wear, that should also make you feel good. And that should also, I mean, design is nothing expensive, right? You can design in a very minimal manner with the least number of resources. So I think for me, design is very, very important. The way, we've designed the book. So the yellow is a color for happiness. We've adopted some fonts which are Japanese. Inside the font is very free-flowing. So when you read a book, it must appeal to all your senses. So it's the same thing. When you are working, is the environment around you happy? Is the environment around you making you think in a creative manner? If you're sitting in a place which is not creative, how can you be creative at your work? So that's what I would say my answer is. Sabina, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for coming. Do you have any question about the book? We kept it very interactive, the session. The mic first. Just hold it. Yeah.
No, I've read the book and I'm quite a fan of the book because I totally believe in the purpose of being happy and living each day as it comes with a lot of balance and mindfulness. So Manny, I think your book is very well written, very simple, and I think it just grows on you. So looking forward to your next book.
Do you have a question?
Yogi,
Do you have any
wanna ask
question? Any question? Anything? Not necessarily about my book. It can be anything related to the topic of mental health, happiness. And you come from a corporate background. You're a senior HR leader, so you must be seeing the massive impact of mental health in the last 18 months.
So I
and
think
how it's changed.
Yeah, so I think one of the observations is that people have become more open and more accepting to mental health. And I think it's no more a taboo because earlier people when used to talk, they used to think at least like twice going to a psychiatrist or a mental health issue. But now I think people have become more open, more accepting and more supportive in the whole thing. So Manny, what's your view about mental health? How do you see it, kind of moving ahead in the next?
Let's take a quote from the Quran. The Prophet says, the biggest purpose of humanity is to serve others.
That's right.
Right? So if you're a leader in the corporate workspace or you're a coach in a sporting team, your purpose is to bring out the best in others.
Right.
Right? It's not to bring out the best in self first. Then that's a selfish thing, right?
Absolutely.
To say, okay, I'm going to get a promotion, I'm going to get a bigger car, I'm going to make X crores, whatever, right? Okay, so the number one thing from a corporate leader perspective from pre-2020 to now, as we nearly finishing the year, as you said, mental health is no longer a taboo. To say that I'm suffering from some mental health, even at the senior level, it's acceptable.
Of course.
You have Naomi Osaka in the tennis world. She skipped a couple of Grand Slams because she said she doesn't feel well. Ben Stokes, who's the best all-rounder in the world, pulled out of the India-England series because he says, I need to focus on mental health. I think you had sent me an article saying Nike shut down its plant so that employees can get 1 week to focus on mental health.
Correct.
This was unheard of. When I started working 25 years ago, if I say I have a mental health problem, they won't even hire me, right? They'll say, sorry, don't come. It's acceptable even in schools now because children are suffering from a lot of stress. Teachers are suffering from stress. Parents are suffering, right?
I think everywhere, it's all
Everyone
around.
is. So,
everywhere, it's all around.
And World Health Organization says it is the number 2 disease in the world now.
Yeah.
And India now has 150 million people suffering from some
Or the other.
some sense of mental health, right? On the spectrum, it can't be defined, but 150 million people, and it's only growing.
Absolutely.
So what are we doing about it as a society? We must be open. We must have more counselors at the workplace. We must teach happiness in schools in the Nordic countries.
Yeah.
Why do you think Finland, Denmark, Sweden are amongst the top happiest countries consistently? Because they teach happiness as part of the curriculum from grade 1 to grade 12. So by the time I'm 18, I've studied 300 hours of happiness as a subject, which is gratitude, mindfulness, kindness.
Totally.
Why are we studying science and maths so much? How much of that do we apply in a corporate space? I didn't apply so much of it. But I applied more of being a better human being to become a leader or to.
Right.
So that's what I would
I think
say.
you're right because now in the leadership traits, your targets and all are not considered as important as being empathetic and being vulnerable. I think these are the 2 important things people are looking at now. So I think it's all coming from how to really be show more empathy to people, towards people.
And from HR perspective, why do people leave? Number 1 reason, a bad manager. And what is a bad manager? Someone who doesn't have empathy.
Precisely.
Right? So if you consistently use a stick approach, your employees will crack sometime, or you will be asked to go. Hey, the HR will pull you up saying, hey, your rankings are not good.
Yeah.
Your employees are not rating you well. Either you change or you find a new job. So I think mental health is going to be a key aspect of performance appraisals going forward.
Yes, absolutely.
In any, whether it's education space as a teacher or as a leader, any space.
And another thing is that earlier we used to have a lot of corporate events. Mental health was never discussed as a topic, but now it's become so imperative that people actually, lay emphasis on it to really talk about it and, make the employees more aware that this is something really important.
Absolutely. It's very, very important. I mean, mental health, I think, should be the number one priority of organizations, teaching institutions, even the governments. Right? If India has 150 million, in 5 years it'll become 300 million. So 20% of the population is down. There's going to be tremendous social issues.
Totally.
So, so that's what I would say.
Thank you.
And my second book comes out very soon.
Yes.
You'll get a copy very, very
Thank you.
shortly.
Looking
Thank
forward.
you.
Thanks.
Jitu, would you have a question for me? Thank you for coming. I really
My
appreciate you
pleasure.
coming.
So, my apologies, I haven't started reading because my wife took the book and she's reading it.
Okay, so it's in safe hands.
So it's in safe hands, she's reading it. I was very intrigued by the cover. It's beautifully designed.
Okay.
And, I like this name, Happiness Samurai. Now, for me, happiness is like it should be effortless.
Absolutely.
But then you have samurai, right, who like strives and so. Can you just explain what was the thought behind it?
Okay, so great. It's a great question. So this is part of the artwork. So it says, "Be your own samurai." So basically, I had a question earlier. So happiness is intrinsic, right? Whatever joys, whatever we search for, lies within us, right? If you're happy within, you'll be a good husband, good father, good entrepreneur, etc., etc. You can't buy happiness, right? You can't go to a store and say, "I want a flat white of happiness." It doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. But so I've been always fascinated by Japan, the philosophy, the way they showed resilience when they were bombed out in 1940s, and they became the second biggest economy in 90s. The Japanese as a race, they're very courteous, respectful, and obviously Kaizen. There are a lot of beautiful theories that come out from Japan, and Ikigai is one beautiful philosophy which I read in 2018. So I was going through low points in my life in 2014 to 2017, losing my dad, my marriage, losing my pet dog, etc., etc. And I read this beautiful book, Ikigai, which comes from Okinawa in Japan. And one of my favorite pictures is also The Last Samurai, Tom Cruise, right? So samurais are very noble warriors, right? A samurai is a very noble warrior, and for them, pulling out the katana is always the last resort, right? It's not that they go around killing people. They don't do that. They're very noble, very intelligent, and so the inspiration for the title was happiness, obviously, because I felt that this was the lowest hanging fruit for humanity, and we all strive for, right, from childhood till the time we die, right? We are always striving to be happy. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't discover it till whatever time, whether 40, 50, 30. Some of us are lucky enough to discover a good balance. So, there's a beautiful quote by John Lennon. So he says, my teacher asked me in school, what do you want to be when you grow up? So he says, I want to be happy. And she says, you didn't understand my question. And he says, sorry, you don't understand life then. So we clubbed happiness and samurai, my fascination for, and got it together. The artwork was built around it, minimalism. And the message is, again, be your own samurai, be happy from within. And the katana is essentially an illustration or an analogy that if you have this katana, you must cut away the darkness or the negativity, or be more prepared to take on the challenges that life throws us. Life is not one straight line, right? Yeah. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So what is it that we have, the fortitude that we have built? So that's what the katana symbolizes.
Nice. Thank you.
I hope you enjoy reading the book.
I will, definitely.
Thank you. So I'm going to just read a small excerpt from the book, probably one, two favorite quotes, and I'll read out the one which is which appeals to me, a small quote from my mother. I'll just read that out to you. Yeah, so actually I want to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to ask Sabina to read my mother's quote, to lend a female voice to it. if you're okay with it. It's a small quote, right? So I think you need to give her a mic. So my mother was my mother was an economist with the RBI, and so she was my role model. And touch wood, she turned 82 last week. She leads her Ikigai life, and so for me, having a beautiful quote from her made a lot of sense in the book. So I'm just going to ask Sabina to read a small quote. Sabina, would you like to come here?
Yeah.
And Sabina has been one of my massive cheerleaders in the process of writing the book and giving feedback, so I much appreciate. So I thought I could ask you this.
Okay, thanks.
This one. This two paras.
Okay.
You can come here. If you want to sit or you want to stand.
Okay. So, I grew up in Mumbai back in the 40s and 50s. I studied at Jai Hind College and Mumbai University. It was a tough job to study in the morning college and attend the office after marriage. Luckily, my parents helped me in raising my children when I was studying for my bachelor's. It was a real challenge to study, work in the house and office, and raise children. When I was pursuing my master's, I used to attend the classes in the evening after office hours and then go home at night to cook dinner for the family. Working in RBI as an economist was very challenging and interesting. Getting a job in this big bank was very prestigious, and for a simple woman way back 55 years ago was such an achievement. It was a matter of big pride for my parents and siblings. It was a different world then, and also a very difficult period emotionally and financially. Raising 3 children and living in a small house, working, traveling, cooking, doing the housework on a daily basis was tough, but I smiled and did my best. Life could have been better, but I did my best.
Thank you so
Mrs. C.S. Anchan.
much. Thank you.
Thank
It was a
you.
beautiful quote.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I think this quote really powers my book, and that's really why I wanted I asked Sabina to read it. Having someone who's a role model, she was a trailblazer, and at the end of the day, she said, life could have been good, but I tried my best. And that's really what we must all aspire for. We all cannot be Ambanis of the world. We all cannot be Jeff Bezos, right? But we can be the best versions of ourselves every day. If we can make a small change from yesterday into today, from today into tomorrow, I think we'll achieve it. That's really what it is. It's recognizing what we truly want. What's more important to us? Family, friends, our fitness, and by all of that, we must pursue what makes us happy. So our passion. So Nishank, I know you like playing the guitar. So after you come back 12 hours from work and you play that 10, 15 minutes, I'm sure it makes you very happy, right? All your days, woes go away. Similarly, sorry?
Music makes me happy.
Music makes you happy. So for Sid, example, playing football probably. For Sabina, probably writing or, penning down some spiritual thoughts. Mandar, as an architect, could be designing some rad design. I'm just saying that we must follow our passion from childhood till, and that's one of the key reasons why people in Okinawa live till 100 and beyond. Because at 60, they don't retire. They continue doing what they do till the day they die. Because if you stop doing, Mandar stops being an architect at 60, what is he going to do on his 61st year? He'll say, wow, I don't know what to do, right? Okay, I'll go on a bike tour. After that, what will you do? Similarly for Jitu, he's passionate about education field, but one day he says, okay, I'm going to stop everything. Then after 2 days, he might say, what am I doing? Then that purpose gets lost. So that's really what it is. About a little bit about the book, a little bit about the philosophy, and some of the key aspects that we've covered in the book. My second book comes out in 2 weeks' time. That's a self-guided, self-journaling book, over 200 pages. Again, visually, it's very beautiful, and it could appeal to the reader to write. And that's, again, writing is, like Sabina, you must be knowing, and in fact, today's Times of India also says, writing every day, journaling every day is a very powerful mantra. Gratitude, writing what makes you happy, writing a letter to your loved one, If you start doing all of that, if you capture your thoughts at preferably start of the day, then your day will pan out better. Why do you think people say put a to-do list? Because we can't capture everything, but if we have something written in something which is personal to us, we end the day writing a small gratitude note, we will feel much, much more powerful, more connected within. So that's a little about the second book, which will come out very shortly. That's Zoeb, thank you for coming. Thank you. Any questions? Zoeb, do you have any questions? Good. Thank you for coming. Okay. I'm just going to take a shot. All right. Thank you. Good. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Today is chilled. 7 we close work today.
Come over.
Yeah, I will come. I wanted to come, but we wrapped up at 12 and these guys were
We were
poor.
chilling till 3 in the morning.
But तुम लोग बाहर नहीं था, बारिश था ना?
बारिश भी था, and then, I quit smoking few.
अच्छा, you quit smoking. Whoa, that's good.
My son doesn't like
I,
it. That's my brother-in-law.
nice.
Farzana's younger.
He'll be there tonight? Cool.
We are there always.
Even if I don't want him to come, he's still there.
Still there.
Were his kids there the other day? They came to my house?
The girl with curly hair,
No, there was a small boy, like,
that is the younger
okay,
brother.
great.
We continue.
Yeah, sure. Hey, son, we'll take a small, where do you want me to sit? एक ही book sign करेंगे. Where should a good place to sit? Where you can capture, or here, like this? Okay, so you'll show me, let the recording get started? Okay. So Gaurav, किसके नाम पे करो? Gaurav and who else?
Amar is that?
No?
Amar.
No, Amar ko I have given. So I'll give. Amar has a book. What are you most passionate about?
Stocks.
And no, other than stocks.
Going out, making.
Like painting, that's what I'm saying. No, what's your passion?
Passion is all about identify the new
Listening to music?
listening to music and exploring places.
Okay, stay safe, blessed, and happy. Yeah, for you. Harsh, you want to take a picture? Okay? Can we take one picture with all? Yeah, come. Yeah, hi. Sorry. Yogita, hi. I think you must have mentioned her in any conversation. The name sounds familiar.
And she wants a signed copy.
Okay, sure, I will. We'll take up one picture. Where? How do you want it? Everybody, right? Yeah, the 5. Okay, full. Let me sign in the meanwhile. So we will billing करेंगे. Hold on. Yogit. So YOG. GI. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, anything like you want me to mention anyone?
I think she's a very selfless person.
Oh, it's ITA? Oh, shoot. Okay, sorry. Okay. No, it's okay. I'll do this. Don't worry. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, the smiley hand. Okay. So you'll always remember I made a mistake. Anything that you're passionate about?
As of now, yeah, it's more like image consultancy. I want to get into that.
No, other than that, that's like a work stream. But I'm saying, do you like painting? Do you like traveling? Do you like cycling?
Music.
Music, okay.
and coffee.
Yes.
Oh, then you share that.
She has like a huge.
What?
How many? That was like the quota, right?
So you must take her to Boji's. Let's take her for a coffee. I don't know if she's had coffee.
We've been planning since forever.
So let's go. I would love to take you there. We can once you read the book a little bit, we can always have a nice coffee conversation.
Yeah, and Maggie stays in Bangalore, so not too far. So we all from the same vicinity.
Are you also in the corporate world?
No.
Okay.
The 2 grown-up kids.
Oh, lovely. So there's a chapter on parenting here. You'll enjoy it. Nice, no? For what? At the other side. Stay tuned to your.
So Nanny's coming up with the second book. The Nanny's happy yellow bag. And
Yeah, I didn't get that stuff today.
got the yellow bag,
Huh?
She got the yellow bag.
Yeah. Arey,
How could you not get the yellow?
you know what? What happened? I forgot the katana also. I just we were planning so much. I wanted to get a katana for people to take pictures in.
Yeah, like a prop.
Yeah, I didn't even get my pen. This is a kharida maine.
What are you saying? I mean,
Yeah, I know. I have my favorite pens. I just we were just rushing. It was too much work. We'll take a picture. Come. Yeah, you can also be in the frame. Come, Serena. Yeah. We'll take one with you and then one with her.
okay, I have the
Come.
book, so
Okay, come.
we all 3 will be there.
Sorry, and then I'll take one picture with her. Okay, Yogi, come. Yogi, we'll take a picture. Hey, Harsh, just take a picture with her, please. Thanks. Okay? Thank you. So I think there's a box cover. Okay, that's in the box. There you go. Zoeb, how are you?
I just wanted to comment. Hello, you're sorry late.
No, thank you for coming. Where's your wifey? She read the book, no?
Yeah, she's just walking in the
We'll take a picture. Harsh, I want to take a picture with the. How will we sit? All standing? Yeah, let the ladies sit, no? 3 ladies. Sabko standing. Okay. Come. Okay, come. A chocolate? No, chocolate. Melody. Zoe, with chocolate, huh? Yeah. Mother, we'll finish in 5 minutes. Okay? Come. Le. Come. Manali, come. We'll take a picture. Come. How do you want it?
You in the center, everybody around.
Okay. With the book, no? Book हाथ में रखता हूँ मैं. हाँ. आजा. Come. So we'll take a picture. Yeah, all. The crew who came today, special. Come. So, how do you want them? 3 ladies, yeah? 3 ladies, yeah. And you want some to stand behind?
3 over here, 3 over here.
Okay.
You guys can be in the center.
Center.
Yeah.
Let them sit? No? No.
That will look weird.
No. Okay, so where do you want me to be?
You will be in the center.
Okay, then Sabina, come. Aa jao. Okay, 2 here. And?
And 3 guys on this side, 3 guys on
Mandar to ek side, Sanjay with this side.
Be over there.
Zoeb bhi hai na? Zoeb, please come.
What's a Zoeb over there?
Zoeb bhi hai. Okay, na?
Too wide.
Too wide?
Too wide.
So?
Guys, can you go behind?
So Gaurav to पीछे आ जा. इसके ऊपर ना?
Yeah.
इसके ऊपर. Gaurav, Nishan. Yeah, good. Okay, come. Nishan. Sidhu आ जा इधर. Zoeb, too tall है. You can be here. Yeah. Come.
Perfect.
Perfect, no?
Yeah. Either mask on or either mask off. Everybody.
Yeah,
So I'll put my mask then.
And everybody mask on.
I saw Jitu, come for the picture, no? Yeah, mask on. Everyone is vaccinated. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. All with the mask, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I spotted you. Come in. Yeah, we have one spot. Please come. Please come. Okay. Done? Okay. Mm.
I'm not going to say anybody to smile. Got it?
Okay? Thank you. Thank you. So, इसका box है. You'll have to ask him to give you a box. Take one. इसका. अच्छा ठीक है. Huh?
Where have they kept your book?
Here.
Okay, I'll pick one.